Hi everybody, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to a new series that I am going to be offering here on my YouTube channel. In addition to my general monthly tarot readings that I already upload monthly for you guys, I decided to put out weekly forecasts just to give you some additional guidance and to let you know what energies you might be experiencing in the upcoming week. So how I decided to do this is I will be uploading 4 videos per week, fire signs, earth signs, air signs, water signs, and then within that particular video I will break it down by zodiac sign just to give you guys the most accurate reading possible. So right now I'm just going to be taking this week by week, and I will see how everything goes. If this is something that you guys really are enjoying, then I definitely will continue on doing it. So please let me know what you think and enjoy. Hi Aquarius, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week starting October 19th and ending the 25th. And this is for Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, and Aquarius Rising signs. So Aquarius, let's get started. At the bottom of the deck, Aquarius, I do have the Knight of Rods. So this is an energy that's, you know, it's very fast paced. It is moving forward. So you yourself could be, you know, definitely traveling, definitely moving towards some sort of goal or something that you're really aiming for. You could be very passionate, very fiery this week. Or this could be a fire sign that is relevant in your life right now. Knights are typically younger. Just taking a look at the rest of the cards, Aquarius. As your overall energy, which is lovely, you do have the Sun card, which the sun card represents happiness and joy. It's actually the most optimistic card that you can get in the entire tarot deck. It's wonderful. It's just it can signify birth, marriage. It's just being content, experiencing just joy and happiness, and it's that joy that we had back when we were children. It's that beautiful inner joy. And this is your overall energy. So, you know, they say when the sun shines down upon you, to definitely take advantage of this lovely energy. To me, this is a very lucky, very blessed energy. Very, very lovely to have as your overall energy, Aquarius. Now, you do start out with the Six of Cups, which this is a very nostalgic energy. So you could be thinking about someone from your past, maybe even thinking about someone that you might have had an unhealthy relationship with. And I say that because I have the Six of Cups sitting directly next to the Devil. This is a general reading, so, you know, I try to put out as many different scenarios as possible. So you could be thinking about someone from your past that you did have an unhealthy relationship with. You know, it could be this Emperor. This is normally an older man. This is quite the leader. He's very, this is a very strong individual. He's a leader. He can be an Aries because the Emperor represents the sign of Aries. But this would be a very established, wise man, very practical, very stable person. older though. This is normally like a trusted mentor that we seek guidance from, like our father or grandfather or something like that. But this could be, you know, because this is a general reading, you know, depending on which type of Aquarius you are, this could be definitely like maybe someone you were involved with from your past. Six of Cups can also represent someone from our past returning. This could be someone from your past that you had a very lusty relationship with. The Devil also represents lust and all things in excess, also the ego. But it could be someone from your past, maybe you're thinking about or dreaming about, that, you know, you did have a very lusty relationship with. I do have the Moon card here next to the Emperor, which the Moon card can talk about our intuition. So I would say, you know, definitely use your intuition all week. Always, in general, always use your intuition, but especially this week with the Moon card showing up here. But the Moon card also talks about depression sometimes, and it also talks about not all is known yet. There's things that haven't come out into the open, and it can be about this Emperor person, or it can be maybe about a relationship from your past. Maybe there's stuff that, you know, hasn't made itself known yet. But I see with the energy of the Sun here, the Sun could be shining down upon things that were maybe hidden and actually bringing forth maybe some sort of information or shedding light on things that you did not know about, Aquarius, this week. I have now on this side, I have a lot of swords here, so I know that there's definitely very mental energy here. You're very much putting a lot of thought into what's going on this week. Definitely. Now I see the Ten of Swords here. Now I don't hate this card. I mean, I hate the image on the card, but other than that, I don't hate this particular card, because the Ten of Swords for me is talking about the ending to a difficult situation. So for some Aquariuses, this could be like the ending of maybe feeling bound, or bound, or maybe trapped, or bound to maybe some person in your life, maybe bound to some sort of unhealthy relationship, because tens talk about endings. So this is definitely the ending to some sort of difficult situation. This is like a new cycle, a new chapter that's beginning, and it might, you know, be something that you have to make a decision about. Maybe you have to make the decision to take a step forward and move past this. I have the Two of Swords here, which can be talking about making a tough decision. But this card can also represent clarity and really trusting your intuition, relying on your gut instincts, your gut instinct and your intuition when in a chaotic situation. So if you don't have to make a decision, Aquarius, this is another card that is signifying to really trust your intuition. Go within, which I know you'll be within in the mind. You'll definitely be thinking a lot, but I want you to go within in terms of your trusting your gut and your intuition, because it's going to come in handy. That's like my alternate meaning to this card. So two cards that represent intuition in my eyes. You also do have the Four of Swords, which this is taking a break. So finally, you know, you're taking a break from this Ten of Swords. This is the ending, but this is showing me like you're going to replenish yourself. This is you're going to recharge your batteries. You're going to replenish with the Four of Swords here. This is probably a much needed break. And maybe, you know, it's a break from this Five of Pentacles energy as well, which this is a card that represents lack, a feeling of lack. That could be like a lack of support, maybe from the family, or a lack of support from friends, lack of support from the church, or this can be like a feeling of lack, not having enough money. Doesn't necessarily mean that. This is just a card where you feel a lack. But I think that, you know, you're really moving forward with this Knight of Rods energy here. This card represents movement. This could be moving to a new house. This can be just moving to a new location. So you have definitely the energy of the Knight of Rods here with the Sun. So, I mean, the Sun is just a wonderful card. The Emperor as well, if this isn't a person in your life, the Emperor represents prosperity and success. So I just believe that, you know, if you have felt like you are in a difficult situation, or just, you know, difficult period in your life, maybe even chained or bound or in some sort of situation with a person that you didn't want to be, I feel like, you know, you're definitely, there's an ending here. You're definitely maybe cutting ties, and that could be the decision you're making. You're cutting ties. You're finally getting a break. Just definitely rely upon your intuition. That's for sure. That's for sure. And maybe even things that you didn't know, that the Sun here in the same spread with the Moon, the Sun can be shining light upon some things that, you know, maybe you didn't know about, and they're going to come out into the open. But what I'm going to do now, Aquarius, is just draw you an additional guidance card, just to get maybe a little bit of insight, just to get some additional guidance. So please give me additional guidance card for Aquarius. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising sign for the week of October 19th. Oh, very nice. You have morning affirmations. Say positive affirmations each morning to open the gates of manifestation. Very nice. Which, you know, you already have that mental energy, which is very nice. So put it to use, Aquarius. The more you say things aloud and the more you try to remain positive, morning affirmations can be a wonderful, wonderful tool. This card asks you to begin each day with positive intentions and affirmations. Before arising from your bed, spend a few moments thinking about your desires. Don't worry about how to bring them into physical form. Just allow yourself to imagine that you've already manifested them. Then make one or more positive affirmations relating to your desires. When you open your eyes, write down these affirmations. During the day, look at the affirmations and say them mentally or verbally. So that is really, really wonderful advice, Aquarius, and definitely can be an amazing tool. So Aquarius, I do hope you enjoyed this reading, and I wish you a great week. Take care. Hi Gemini, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week October 19th through the 25th. And this is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising signs. So let's get started, Gemini. The sun has definitely been coming out in a lot of these weekly readings this particular week. So the sun is shining down upon a lot of the signs this week, which is pretty amazing. It's a very fortunate energy. So they say when the sun is shining down upon you, to take advantage of this wonderful energy. We do have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck, Gemini, which for me, the Ten of Swords always talks about the ending to a difficult period in our lives, the ending to a difficult situation even. So that can be significant for you this week. This could be absolutely the ending of a difficult situation or period in your life, Gemini. You have some beautiful cards. You do have the Fool, which is Major Arcana. You do have the Tower. You do have the Sun. You do have the Wheel of Fortune, and you do have the Empress. So quite a few Major Arcana cards in such a tiny weekly spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But definitely the ending of some sort of difficult period in your life. Which you do have another, the Wheel of Fortune represents the ending of a cycle as well and the beginning of a new one. So definitely two cards that are talking about the ending of a cycle. The wheel is turning and we have a new cycle starting. So a new beginning, which is beautiful. So we start out with the Fool, which the Fool card can really be, you know, a person who is taking a leap of faith and really going after, you know, what they want. They're really stepping out on a new path in life. The Fool represents new beginnings as well. So because he's facing this way, he's not facing the Tower. I feel as though this is you moving away from maybe a Tower situation, especially with the Ten of Swords here, which is the end of a difficult situation or period in our lives. This is you like stepping away. I don't know if you can see that from your angle, but I will show you. I look at how the cards really talk to each other and relate to each other, and this is the Fool walking away from the Tower. He's not facing it. It would be different if he was facing it, but he's walking away from it. And you know, that's what the Ten of Swords is telling me as well. It's the ending of a difficult situation. So which is, you know, another beautiful combination is actually the Fool sitting directly on top of the sun. This is actually saying, you know, the sun is shining bright upon this new beginning, this new path that you're setting out on. You're taking a leap of faith of some kind and really pursuing some sort of goal or new beginning, or just really taking a leap of faith and going for something, which is beautiful. And the sun is shining. I love it. The sun is very fortunate, beautiful card. It's a fortunate time within your life when the sun shines down upon you. And this card is the most optimistic card that you can receive in the entire tarot deck. It represents just being completely and utterly content and happy and experiencing just an overall beautiful joy. This card can represent marriage and birth and just spending time with children. It's just a beautiful card. It just talks about just being just completely happy. So I believe, you know, for many Geminis, this is you walking away from, you know, maybe a difficult period in your life, or, you know, you went through a period of change, some sort of maybe transitional period in your life where maybe you experienced a huge life change, and now you're making the decision to take a leap of faith and go down maybe a new path. The Tower is all about change, and it's change for the better. Something in your life is no longer going to be the same, And that can be, you know, that can be a good thing. Change is good. New beginnings are exciting, and you know, they can be quite adventurous. So you know, change is always good. I have this Two of Pentacles here as well, which is interesting. So you know, there might be the need to balance. This can be balancing your finances, juggling a little bit with your finances. But the ships are out there and they will come in. You know, if you're just starting out with the Fool, you know, that's understandable. You just need a little bit of time. But the ships are there and they will come in. It could be talking about maybe juggling maybe one area of your life with another area. You know, maybe balancing work in personal life or something like that. I do see the overall energy of the week is really amazing. It's the Eight of Rods, which is very fast-paced, very exciting, fast-paced energy. Things might, you know, come in quite quickly. Things might really take off. Very, very fast-paced energy. You might be even traveling. This is a card that represents travel as well. And I do believe that, you know, you have the Nine of Rods here. I do believe you're moving away from maybe a time where you felt, you know, this is a card that this person has really went through a lot, you know, in their past. They've been through a great amount of battles. They've been through a lot, but you know what? That was the worst of it. And now, and you know what? You're still standing. You're still standing. You're still here. You're still standing. You know, this card can represent feeling the need to want to give up. But it's like, don't you dare, because you've come this far. Don't give up right before, you know, miracles occur and you're gonna, you know, this wonderful change is about to come in and take place. You know, you're a warrior. You've hung in there. That, you know, you've come this far, and you know, now it's the Wheel of Fortune. You know, right after the Nine of Rods. So I feel as though this is you, you know, finally reaching the point where this change is coming in. It's occurring. It's for the better. The wheel is turning. A cycle is finally coming to an end. I believe it's a difficult cycle. Oh, and ironically, when I just picked this card up at the bottom of the deck, what was right below it was the World card. So, wonderful. Another card about cycles coming to an end. And another card of travel as well. So there might be some Geminis that are traveling this week. But definitely the end of cycles, the end of chapters in our life, and new chapters finally beginning. Very, very, very nice energy. And whatever this is, you're finally coming out victorious. This is success, this is victory, this is triumph, this is even public recognition. You could receive some sort of reward or some sort of acknowledgement. This could be like within the workplace. But definitely seeing the Nine of Rods, which is the warrior who's kind of stood, you know, they're still standing, excuse me, after all of these battles, and then now it's like finally you're walking in victorious. You've made it. It's really wonderful energy to have the Six of Rods underneath the Nine of Rods. And then he's looking right at the Empress. So the Empress can be like your mother. It can be a motherly figure in your life. This could be a very nurturing woman in your life, Gemini, or, you know, this can be you. You know, she represents pregnancy and birth, and, you know, and this could be actual literal birth or actually conceiving, but this also can be like birth of new ideas, birth of new beginnings. She's very, she represents creativity, and she's just a very motherly like woman, very nurturing. So this could be, you know, this could be you, or this could just be signifying, you know, this birth of this new beginning, to have the wheel sitting directly on top of the Empress, you know, with the Six of Rods here. It's actually really beautiful, especially sitting next to this Nine of Rods, where I feel as though, you know, you've been through a lot. This is finally showing you, you know, that everything's going to be all right. You're moving past all that. You have this Eight of Rods energy, which is really, you know, things really moving. So that's why I don't really feel so strongly that this tower situation is happening. I think that, you know, this is something that has already occurred, because I see, you know, the Fool here walking away. He's, you know, he's going down a new path. He's walking away from this. He's cheerful. He's happy. He's excited. Look at the smile on his face. He's holding a rose. You know, he's walking with the sun shining upon his face. He's, you know, he's not letting this affect him anymore. Really a great reading. This is not negative at all. This is pretty wonderful. Again, take advantage of this sun energy that's with you this week. It's a beautiful energy, and just know that, you know, major change, beautiful change, birth of some sort of new beginning, that's definite. But even birth of maybe new projects, or just other new beginnings in your life. Just a very creative energy. Very, very beautiful reading. What I'm going to do now, Gemini, is just pull you quickly one additional card. This is an additional guidance card. So please give me additional guidance for Gemini for the week October 19th through the 25th. For Gemini, what does Gemini need to know? Gemini. All right. Have faith. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This is have faith. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. Beautiful card, Gemini. It actually really resonates with the rest of the cards here as well. All right, have faith. Good work. You've been asking and praying for some big dreams to come true, and it's working. Just like a gardener who has planted new seeds, you must have faith that your crops will push above the surface. Keep watering your dreams by taking the steps that make them flourish. This is a precious time for you and your dreams. You don't have to strain or push to make them come true. You've already accomplished the major part of this manifestation by asking and praying. Trust that heaven is helping you, just like a best friend would if you asked for their assistance. Your job is to have faith, listen for divine guidance, and take action whenever you're guided. Beautiful, beautiful, Gemini. This has been a lovely reading. I really hope that you have enjoyed it, and I wish you a great week. Take care. Hi Libra, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of October 19th through the 25th. So this is for Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising signs. So Libra, let's get started. Ooh. All right, Libra. So at the bottom of the deck, Libra, I do have the Ten of Swords. So for me, the Ten of Swords is just the ending of a difficult situation or the ending of a difficult period in your life. This isn't the overall energy. This is just like a bonus card. When I look at the bottom of the deck, I can give like additional insight or let me know like maybe an energy that will be significant during the week. But it's not for me personally as the type of reader that I am. This isn't a bad card. It's actually a good card. It is the ending of a difficult situation. So the tide is turning, you know, even a cycle is ending and a new cycle is beginning because we have the ending to this difficult situation, which is wonderful. It's good news, actually. All right, you have some beautiful cards here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 Major Arcana cards. Major Arcana cards have been coming up a lot this week for almost all of the signs. Very significant time period right now in everybody's lives, if it seems like, especially this week. 4 Major Arcana cards in this tiny little weekly spread is actually a lot. So a very significant week for you, Libra. Very positive. You have some beautiful cards here. You start out with the Ten of Pentacles, which the Ten of Pentacles can be talking about, you know, financial and material abundance. Not just financial abundance, but, you know, it's abundance within the household as well, within the family. This is, you know, having that very stable, very beautiful support system at home, whether that be family or friends or whatnot. This is just having a very wonderful, stable environment or atmosphere when it comes to at home, when we're talking about within the home. Very, very stable, beautiful support system. And also this card represents money or real estate. It's just represents old money or real estate, or just anything of value that's being passed down through the generations. So this is talking about, you know, maybe you've reached the pinnacle of Ten of Pentacles in your life, where you're really making, you know, good money, you know, within your career. But this is also talking about having that, you know, older money as well, or property or whatnot. It's having that, having it all, in other words. You know, you have that family stability, you have that great atmosphere at home, and then you also have, you know, other material abundance. Very beautiful card, and it is sitting right next to the judgment, or excuse me, justice card, which justice can be literally like talking about the justice system. So maybe there are some Libras that you could be, you know, you could have been involved with some sort of court case, and this is, you know, justice working out in your favor. Maybe this is the week that you're going to get news about this particular case, and it could have been something to do with the family, maybe something to do with inheritance or real estate or something like that. That's definitely a possibility, because this is a general reading. Or this is talking about, you know, balance, and, you know, justice is going to come in and make some sort of balance. They're going to make things fair when it comes to something to do with maybe family matters, or something to do with maybe some inheritance issue, or something to do with the, you know, old money or real estate or property or something like that. And because we have the Moon card here, of course, you know, I would say to listen to your intuition in regards to this situation, of course, but also there might be some unknown factors here. Definitely some unknown factors here, because the Moon represents not all is known yet. So there could be definitely some things coming out in the light, and things that you're going to be made aware of this week. And I say that because I have the Sun card in the spread as well. So when you do have the Sun and the Moon card in the same spread, the Sun card will actually shine light to anything, you know, that this Moon card is representing, because the Moon card will represent things that are, you know, hidden and secrets and things of that nature. So the Sun, with having the energy of the Sun here, it's going to shed light on maybe some things that you weren't aware of, Libra. And this definitely could have to do with real estate, because I do have the Tower here. So for me, I'm looking at this like, this is definitely some sort of family property and some sort of legal proceedings that might be going on. And then maybe you're going to get the, finally get some sort of decision made this week about a property. Because, you know, I'm seeing the Tower for many Libras as like this is like a property. This isn't like a devastating situation here, or a loss, or something like that. This is representing like a property, a structure. So I'm seeing like definitely some sort of family structure that maybe, you know, you're trying to win it in court or something like that. You know, and if this isn't the court system, this is just saying, you know, justice is coming in, like universal justice is coming in and actually going to even the scales and make this situation fair, whatever situation this is for you. And because justice is here in the upright, I'm going to say it's definitely going to be in your favor. This is going to be definitely, if you felt like things were unfair for you in the past, I feel like things are about to go in your favor. This is you coming in victorious. This is you definitely riding in victorious in this matter. Something that's going to make you extremely happy. This is the most optimistic card that you can receive in the entire tarot deck, and it's the Sun. It's just, you know, overall happiness, success, happiness, prosperity, abundance, beautiful energy. Now, this can have something to do with the King of Cups person in your life. I mean, this could be energy that you're taking on, these King of Cup characteristics, but, you know, this also can be a person that's significant in your life this week. King of Cups can be a water sign, which would be Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. They're very, you know, they are pretty much a fair person. They're very warm, loving, a sensitive person, very intuitive, highly intelligent. So, I mean, these could be characteristics that you're taking on, or this can be a person that, you know, is involved in this situation or somehow significant in your life. And he is sitting next to the Four of Cups, which this is normally, you know, a card that has a very nonchalant attitude. It's a feeling of being bored, like maybe you're not emotionally fulfilled. Maybe you weren't emotionally fulfilled with this King of Cups person. This could be like your ex, or maybe this is your relationship. Maybe you're in a relationship with this person. This card doesn't necessarily mean anything bad is going on, or there's anything particularly wrong with the relationship. It just means that, you know, it's not maybe as thrilling as it used to be. It has a very comfortable feel to it. You know, but if that was the case, I do, you know, have the Sun here. The Four of Cups is sitting directly on top of the Sun, so I definitely think the Sun is going to shine. If this is your situation, the Sun is going to shine upon your situation and definitely improve it towards the end of the week. I think that, you know, you guys will definitely benefit from the energy of the Sun here. and look out for this offer. If this is your spouse, you know, they might offer you something, or maybe want to go somewhere or something like that. To, you know, definitely take it, because I think it will improve your relationship. You know, they could give you a gift as well. This is a general reading, so, you know, just take what applies to you. Now, for the overall energy, I have the Eight of Swords, which I just don't want to see this energy hinder you in any which way. This is just a person who's very much in their head. They have a lot of fears and anxieties, and it's preventing them from maybe moving forward or really going after, you know, their goals, or taking a step towards maybe something they want in life. Yeah, they're very much in their head and very fearful to maybe go after what they want. And I just don't want to see that energy hinder you in any which way. I think if, you know, if this was an energy that you have been dealing with, maybe after some light is shed upon your situation, whatever situation this is for you, you might feel motivated to kind of, you know, move past this energy and really go for what you want. Maybe after things are you know, put out into the open, or maybe made aware of. Definitely use your intuition. The King of Cups can represent intuition, and the Moon card does as well. So definitely look within this week. I think if you do take a leap of faith and step out of this Eight of Swords energy, you're going to be quite successful and happy with where it leads you, because he's, you know, walking directly towards the sun. This is going to lead him to a very happy place. This is, you know, his cups runneth over. He's extremely happy. This is a very loving, beautiful energy. And I do feel that this tower here is representing a structure for the majority of Libras that, you know, this reading is going to relate to, or resonate for, excuse me. You know, for the select, very small number of people that it's not, I just think this is talking about a change. This is really talking about a change. And it could be within the family. I don't feel like this is going to be disastrous. I feel like maybe some things weren't known, and then maybe you learn them, so then, you know, it kind of changes your outlook on maybe on something. The Tower for me can represent change as well. It doesn't have to be devastating, that's for sure, the way I read this card. I do, you know, you do have the Ten of Swords here, so I do believe that, you know, whatever difficult period that you might have been going through in the past, it's behind you now. I do think that things are going to come out into the open. And definitely, you know, you have some beautiful cards over here. You're going to feel content. You're going to be quite happy. You're going to move past this Eight of Swords. You're going to be victorious. You could even get some sort of praise or recognition at work. This is a beautiful card, and, you know, the sun is here. Definitely take advantage of this energy. You're going to just be, you know, extremely content and extremely happy. I think that justice is going to be ruled in your favor. If this is some sort of legal court case, this is justice being ruled in your favor. All right, Libra. So I will pull you one additional card for Libra, October 19th to the 25th. Okay, this card flipped out, so I will take it. Self-employment. You're a born entrepreneur, and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. Okay, very interesting. It did flip out, so I find the cards that, you know, flip out or fall out, they tend to be the most significant. Self-employment. You have the drive, discipline, and desire to be your own business and boss. This card also shows that you have the magical ingredients for a successful business. Heaven wants you to know that you're fully supported spiritually. As long as you stay enthusiastic, new opportunities will come to you. Your positive energy attracts customers, clients, and contracts. Ooh. If you're in the process of opening a new business, now is the time to do spiritual work. Praying, meditating, visualizing, and affirming, to conduct research about your business, and to work on yourself by eating healthy, getting sufficient sleep, and exercising regularly. These multiple layers of action will propel you to a miraculous business opportunity. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So maybe this situation for some of you Libras watching this, this is talking about a business. Very interesting. And this is the contract that's getting signed, and you will be successful. Wonderful. I love it. All right, Libra. So it looks like you're going to have a great week. I knew this wasn't some sort of disaster. I knew this was talking about like a structure. So anyways, I wish you all the best, Libra. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Take care.